The energy of the right hemisphere of the brain is meant to cross over to the left side of the body, and the energy from the left hemisphere of the body is meant to cross over to the right side of the body. But when your energies are moving straight up and down each side of your body, like parallel lines, the pattern is referred to as homolateral, and you are operating at less than 50% efficiency. Not only are you unable to think clearly, you cannot get well if your energies are homolateral. It is that simple. If your energies are not crossing over well, and it's been going on for a while, for one reason or another, your energies just go straight up and down, and you cannot access your best. You can't access all of the words you want to say, or your brain power. Sometimes it feels like nothing's working as well as it should because you are what is called homolateral. Now I need a big piece of paper to show this. That's good? Okay, this is fine. Okay. Now on one side I've made an X, and one side I've made two vertical lines, okay? So I'm going to have her look at the X first. Just look at that X and hold your arm as strong as you possibly can. Nothing. She's got nothing when she looks at X. Now I want you to look at two vertical lines. And she's very strong on two vertical lines, and it should be the opposite. Vertical lines should make you weak, and an X should make you strong. It means that you are what is considered homolateral, and so are you. That's part of the reason your energies aren't crossing over a lot. So it's it really behooves you. Your life will work better. You'll be healthier, more vital, more alive, everything. You'll just be in sync if your energies cross over. So this is something to get you out of it. It might be easier if we do it on a chair, okay? So I'm going to need two chairs here. And what I would suggest is everybody in the audience do this too, okay? Even if you don't need it, it's one so worth knowing how to do. Because if nothing, say you're doing all these exercises and you don't feel like you're getting the benefit you ought to, what it means is you are probably homolateral. Homolateral means your energies aren't crossing over, okay? So if you're homolateral, do this, and then your other exercises will start working better. All right, here's what you're gonna do. What I'd suggest is start with the 3 thumps, okay? Just breathe deep and hit K27. And then move to the middle of your chest to the thymus gland. And then drop down here to beneath the breasts. Okay, now here's what you're going to do. You're going to homolateral crawl, which means you're going to pick up the same arm and the same leg, like this. Okay, you're not going to try to cross over. Everybody else do it too. And breathe, don't forget to breathe. And after, 12 or 14 times, I want you just to stop, okay? And if you get tired ever doing this, rest. Don't push yourself through it because it's like it'll turn on the stress response and your fight or flight will turn on, and then you'll lose the blood in your forebrain. So just really take care of yourself when you do this. So after you're not tired, cross over to the opposite. Wait, before you do that, hold your arms strong. She's very strong on homolateral. See, most people who are not, if you're not homolateral, that's going to make you very weak because we just did it on the same side of the body. Now cross over. Okay, stop. Now I'm going to test you on that. And she has no energy on crossover. So we're going to keep going with that pattern until it suddenly makes you strong on cross crawl. It's a bit like tricking the brain, okay? So we're going to go back to homolateral. Same arm and same leg. Come on. You know, I work with a lot of people who have autoimmune illnesses, and without exception, every single person has been homolateral. Okay, so chronic stress fatigue is the same way. You're homolateral, period. Okay, so crossover. You can have less than 50% capacity of your own energies if you're homolateral. It usually takes about 3 patterns to flip the energy to cross over. And if you're finding it hard on the crossover now, it means that you were probably homolateral too. Okay, now rest a minute. You okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to go to homolateral now? Okay? There's a school where we live that every morning when you drive by that school, they go from kindergarten to 6th grade. All the kids in the entire school are out in the field, and they're all doing these exercises. And the first thing the teacher has them do, though, is this homolateral, to make sure if their energies are not crossing over, then the other exercises don't work as well. So you want to get the energies to cross over. Now, cross crawl. And do a little bit more of this last cross crawl than the others. All right. And you're breathing, right? Anybody tired? Okay. Now let's see. All right. Now stand up and let's test you. Look at the 2 straight lines. That's what we want. We want 2 straight lines to weaken her, and we want 2 vertical lines to strengthen her. Now, what I want to tell you is this, is that if this has been going on for a while, your body isn't going to want to stay this way. The body wants to revert back to the pattern that's been sustaining it, even if it's not for your highest good. You usually get into this kind of a predicament with homolateral when you've been going against what your body wants. You know, if your body wants you to take off and take a vacation and you can't do it, then it puts you in a homolateral state. It's like it keeps upping the ante till you finally have to get some rest or get out of stress. But if you've got to stay in the world you're living in and you can't step out of it, do this every day until you don't need it anymore. I mean, you will know when you don't need it anymore. But yes, so I would say, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to do 12 or 14 homolaterals, which is the same side of the body. Then you're going to cross over with the 12 or 14 crossovers. You're going to repeat that pattern 2 more times, so 3 patterns in all. And the last time, you're going to do about twice as many cross crawls. When we tested her, and these 2 straight lines made her very strong, it's because that's how her energies are going. They're going straight up and down the body. And that puts her in alignment with the way her eyes see it. Okay? Her eyes see this, and it's exactly how her energies were. Okay? And she was weak because her eyes couldn't even take that. If you look at a crossover, her energies aren't crossing over from one side of the brain to the other side of the body. And it scrambles her fields, and she couldn't keep her strength. But it should be, if it's like this, literally, she has less than 50% capacity of her own energy, which means she's vulnerable to illness, which means she's vulnerable to just not feeling great in this world. You just don't have it's like you don't have accessibility to all your great energies. You got great energies and you can't get to them. But if you're in that state long enough, then you don't even think you got them anymore. You know what I mean? So we want you to stay in this state. And I just want to say one more time that if you get to this place where your energies are homolateral, you've got a pattern going. And in order to break the pattern, your body's going to want to revert back to a homolateral state. It won't want to keep this crossover. So you're going to need to do this every day to set in the new pattern, okay? And then your body will kick in and it'll be okay. I can't tell you how long, but I do it. I would bet you're going to need it for at least 10 days. Okay, every day. And then skip a day and see, did your body hold it? You'll feel better. As the more you do it, your body will start holding it longer and longer. Okay? All right, you're welcome. Here is a review of the homolateral crossover. Begin with the 3 thumps, here, here, and here. March in place, right arm with right leg, and left with left. After about 12 lifts, switch to a cross crawl for 12 lifts. Repeat this sequence 2 more times, breathing deeply. And end with a normal cross crawl and the 3 thumps again, here, here, and here.